Larry Steinhouse, and welcome to Money Chat Now. Money Chat Now is a politically charged stock market pre-show giving you the politics behind the biggest moves in the stock market. It is presented with comedic common sense by an expert in financial literacy, and hey, that's me, Larry Steinhouse. Today is Wednesday, May 25th, and I want to welcome you to the show. We are here live on WWDB Radio 860 AM in Philadelphia, and we are live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Hey, you can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Truth Social, TikTok, and all the other social media by searching Larry Steinhouse. Hey, remember, if you're watching online, hit that like button. Hit that like button no matter where you're watching. Hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that share button, guys. I can see you guys out there watching. Hit that share button. All right, and also like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook, and you can comment live during the show on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and please say hi so I know you're watching. A couple of people saying hi right now, Mick and Tommy, thanks so much. By the way, if you're commenting from a group and it's not the Money Chat Now fan page, your name may not show up on my dashboard, so please go to the Money Chat Now page, like it, and comment there so I can recognize you. Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling, and you can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to investorschooling.com, and there you will learn about real estate investing and stock options trading from those who do it every day. Oh, and by the way, if you guys are in the Newtown area tonight, I just want to mention, if you're in the Newtown area tonight, we're going to be doing a meetup group at the Temperance House at 5:30. So if you guys just want to hang out, go to Temperance House at 5:30. We're going to be talking about real estate, stock options. We're going to be drinking, you know, that kind of stuff. So go to the Temperance House at 5:30 in Newtown, and if you want to just sign up for that, you could just go to, I'm not even sure, but you go to Meetup Group and you can find us there. All right. On today's show, of course, we're going to be discussing the futures update. We're going to be discussing the Russian bond payments. We're going to be talking about new home sales. We're going to be talking about Walmart's delivery drones and an EV battery shortage. All right, here we go. All right. Oof, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hey, stock market. What did I ever do to you? What did I ever do to you that makes you treat me so badly? Another horrible day, especially for me. After yesterday, the NASDAQ is now down 31% below its high. Now, if you think about it, bear territory for the S&P is 20% down from its high, and that happened on Friday, but it escaped closing there. The Dow poked its head below 31,000 last week, and then we had a great Monday followed by yesterday. Look, it's definitely a scary time in the market. I'm getting killed on my travel place. And Carnival Cruise Lines went as low as 11.5 yesterday. Talk about white-knuckling it. Apparently, a large brokerage downgraded the stock from buy to hold. Ugh. I think my knuckles are now red with blood from holding on so hard. Look, there isn't much left in this play. I really need a miracle to cover my 17.5 strike price by July. And at this point, I just have to hold on and see what happens. It's just, you know, just what it is. It's a bad play. Maybe I'll get lucky and maybe Elon Musk will decide to buy a cruise line and pick this one. Anyway, all the cruise lines are getting killed. Royal Caribbean is also down below 50 and Norwegian is also about 13. Look, I know they're great long-term plays, but I'm not sure if I can hold out that long. Plus, half my money is in the options. Well, we'll see what happens anyway. I had a few bad plays last year, and it looks like this might be a big bad play for me this year. I still can't believe that CCO was 19 less than a month ago. That's a really big drop. All right, let's get to the rest of the market. All right, anyway, about 3:30 yesterday, the Dow started to recover, and even the S&P didn't even look so bad. The big movers were the vaccine manufacturers. The vaccine manufacturers, of course. And you all wanted to know why monkeypox is here. Come on. Well, clearly the Democrats are buying vaccine stocks again. They need a new catalyst to drive them up. COVID just isn't working anymore. When are we going to have a vaccine for Democrats? That's what this country really needs. We need a vaccine for Democrats. Unreal. Oh, how about a truth serum maybe? That might even work too. Maybe a truth serum for the media or for Congress. That would be great. All right, two big hitters yesterday were AutoZone and O'Reilly Auto Parts. AutoZone had a nice earnings report. I kind of found it funny because I went into an AutoZone the other day and I was really looking for a license plate frame. And I was talking to the person behind the counter, and they said that the place had been really quiet lately. So when the earnings announcement came out, I was trying to figure out, you know, what the relationship is. And then I realized that people are trying to keep their older cars because there are no new cars to buy. So the car parts stores are probably doing pretty well. Anyway, I think I told you guys that Facebook was a play for the week, and we'll see how that plays out. Nordstrom reported great earnings after the bell, and the stock surged 10%. Believe it or not, the earnings reflected a loss, and the stock surged 10%, but it wasn't as bad as a loss as Wall Street expected. I am so confused with retail stocks right now. Do we have an inflation and supply chain problem or not? I don't get it. Spending by the consumer sure doesn't look that way. I think this country is going to have a massive debt problem soon. People are probably just using their credit card. It's the only explanation I can think of. And then that makes total sense, right? That they're all putting their money on their credit card. Another big mover was Zoom. Apparently their earnings was okay. I don't know. It's another thing. I kind of think that Zoom is kind of like leveled out. It's either going to be people are going to be using it and not using it. I think those people are there now. All right, let's take a look at the futures and see what the crazy mixed up signals we're going to get this morning are. So this morning, the Dow was up a little bit. It's down a little bit. And now, of course, it's down 160. The S&P is down 18, and the NASDAQ is down 63. Lovely, lovely, lovely. All right, real quick, I want to say hello to a couple of people online who have joined us. We have John, and we have Michael, and we have Jose, we have Lewis, we have Bob, and of course, my lovely wife, Linda. Thank you so much. All right, let's talk about Russian bond payments. I just have to laugh at stuff like this. Although some Democrats may be fooled into believing that sanctions on Russia are actually doing something to threaten the Russians into ending the war, all the evidence really shows that it's doing little or maybe even bolstering the Russian economy. I mentioned a few days ago that the ruble was gaining strength as our dollar loses its buying power. Well, now Biden, in an effort to punish Russia again, is shutting off their ability to use U.S. banks to pay their bond payment in U.S. dollars. I don't know if you know this, but there was an exception made for the past 3 months that allowed the Russians to pay their debt through U.S. banks, but this exception is going to end in June. So let's talk about what this really means to Russia. Well, a bond payment, as you know, is a debt payment. So it's just like your credit card payment, except the rules are different. If you don't pay your credit card back, you have different rules than if they don't pay this bond back. If you have a credit card payment and you can't pay it back, your credit card company can try to recover the principal amount by taking you to court. Look, sometimes it's negotiated, or even sometimes the borrower will file for bankruptcy and eliminate that debt. But of course, bankruptcy affects the borrower's credit standing for a long time, making it harder for the borrower to get credit in the future. Well, with sovereign debt, it's a bit different. This debt may be borrowed from the citizens of the country or borrowed from other countries. So maybe the United States sells bonds if the United States, or Russia, maybe they sell bonds. Anyway, the United States borrows a lot of money from Japan and China, for example, and they also sell bonds. In Russia, they owe Italy and France. But check this out. This is really amazing. Several funds right here in the United States, funds that you may have your 401k invested in, also own some of the debt borrowed from Russia. Now let's get back to Russia paying their bond payment. If Biden stops them from being able to use the U.S. banks to pay their debt, what really happens to Russia? Well, Russia, if they want to be in good standing, can try other methods, maybe precious metals, other currencies, or maybe even cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. But here's the bigger question. What happens if Russia can't make the payment? They have the money, but they just can't make the payment. What's going to happen? So basically, Biden's going to stop them, right? And now, let's think about this. There is no sovereign debt court, and there is no sovereign bankruptcy court. In other words, if they don't make the payment, nothing happens. Russia doesn't even notice it. Guess who get hurt? The people who get hurt are the bondholders like Italy, France, and your 401k International Bond Fund. So now the real people who are suffering are 2 NATO countries and the American people who invested in these funds. Ever hear the expression, cut off your nose to spite your face? Listen, flat out, stop calling Biden a moron. That's clearly a compliment. He is too dumb to be a moron. Let's go, Brandon. Unbelievable, right? Doesn't it make sense what's going on right now? All right, let's talk about new home sales. We know it's coming. We know the bubble is bursting. The stock market is already showing signs of major cracks. And of course, the housing market isn't far behind. But let's take a look at the latest news on home starts. It's reported that sales of newly built homes dropped 16.6% in April from March, far more than expected, and they're down 26.9% from April 2021, according to the U.S. Census. The annualized rate came in at 591 units. Analysts had expected 750 units to be sold. These numbers are based, by the way, on signed contracts during the month, not closings. So what's happening here? The best explanation is rising interest rates are, well, doing their job to slow inflation. The problem for many is that they can't afford the same house that they could afford just 4 months ago, so they're canceling the contract on a new home purchase. Let's take example. Let's take for an example, a young couple, maybe they're making $200,000 joint income, and they're looking for houses in the $600,000 to $700,000 range. If they borrowed $500,000 to buy this home and closed in December with rates of 3.5%, the principal payment on the $500,000 would be $2,245.20, just principal and interest. Now, that same loan with about 6% interest, because the rates have gone to almost that, at 6% interest is $29,9775. That's about $700 a month different in payment. The other issue is the fact that many are squeamish about the economy. They just aren't sure if all their resources will be there in a few months, including their job. All this is making people think twice about buying the home they put a deposit on and basically canceling the contracts. So the best answers for builders is to build faster. So if they build faster, these deals will close sooner. But of course, the supply chain issues and people issues, it's just not going to happen. We're probably going to see this reflecting in the next earnings report of major buildings like Toll Brothers or Pulte. And I'm telling you, maybe Toll Brothers and Pulte might be the next put play. All right, let's take a break here. When we come back, we'll talk about some more great stuff. And coming up, we'll have the picks of the plays of the day. And we'll see you guys in a few minutes.
Okay, so you thought about buying and selling real estate. You thought about investing in the stock market, but don't know where to start. Well, what if you could find a place to unlock strategies to master both real estate and the stock market, all without the headache? That place is Investor Schooling, hosted by Larry Steinhouse, an expert in real estate, financial literacy, and the ins and outs of the stock market. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate, and you will learn mastery of stock techniques such as options and covered calls. You will even get a chance to ask your one burning question to the stock option sultan, the master of picks and plays. Call today for free information and receive a complimentary pass to attend classes or register online at investorschooling.com. Don't delay. These passes are limited, so what are you waiting for? Call in today or visit investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on Investor Schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. I want to thank you for listening on WWDB Radio 860 AM in Philadelphia. And if you're watching online, please hit that share button. Come on, guys, hit that share button right now. Help your friends learn how to make more money and maybe learn a little bit more about politics. Hit that like button. Let me know you enjoy the show. And you can also leave comments on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and I'll try to respond to them. I see Jill and Ken and Mark and Joe have joined us. Thanks so much. I appreciate you guys all watching. I always appreciate your support. All right. By the way, I just want to mention real quick, mention it one more time. If anybody is in the Newtown, Pennsylvania area today, Bucks County area, come to the Temperance House in Newtown. And we're going to be hanging out there. We're going to be there at 5:30. We're going to be hanging out there for a couple hours. We're going to be having a couple of drinks, and we're going to be talking about real estate, stock market, and anything else that you want to talk about. Politics, money, it doesn't matter. All right. So far, right now, I just want to check the futures. The Dow is down 170 points. The S&P is down 20, and the Nasdaq is down 78. We talked about the fact that the Russian bond payment that Biden's going to stop them from making is only going to hurt the people that they owe the money to. It's not going to hurt them. We talked about new home sales and how people are, kind of canceling their home sales because they're new homes because they're not sure if they can afford it. Coming up, we have Walmart delivery drones and we have EV battery shortages. And then, of course, we have today's picks and plays. But did you guys hit that like button? Come on, hit that like button. Did you guys hit that share button? Don't forget to leave comments on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Twitter. And if you're listening on WWDB Radio, be sure to set a preset to this station and listen every day at 7:30. Also, when you get home, look up Money Chat Now on Facebook and let me know what you think of the show. All right, before we start the second half, of course, are you ready for the financial downturn? Because there's one coming. Well, if you want to survive through it, you should order my new book, Go to barnesandnoble.com, look up Money Hacks by Larry Steinhouse, pre-order it, and I promise you're going to learn something. There are chapters in this book about how to make more money and chapters how to pay less taxes, and you're going to learn from me as I go through an overview of my favorite lessons and hacks I've learned from today. I've learned up until today about money. All right, order Money Hacks today wherever books are sold. All right, let's get into the second half. Let's talk about Walmart delivery drones. All right, have you guys seen the package delivery drone yet? I really haven't seen one either, but apparently Walmart is a big player in this arena. Apparently there are 10 big players in this arena, and Walmart and FedEx are the two biggest. Well, of course, when the scamdemic hit, Walmart struck a deal with drone delivery companies such as Flytrex, Zipline, and DroneUp, and began pilot projects to deliver groceries. They were also delivering household essentials and at-home COVID-19 tests to customers. Each drone delivery comes with a $3.99 fee, of course, right? Customers can order items totaling up to 10 pounds, and to order goods flown or droned to your house, you must order from the DroneUp website. So they actually have a separate website. By the way, I went to the website to see if the service was available in my area, and as of now, it is just not available in my area. I would also bet that many people will order from this just for the entertainment or curiosity value. You know, I tell you, it was interesting because when I started to research this, I realized that there were some interesting articles in this, and one of the Walmart execs thought it would be used for emergency items. Well, you know, the COVID-19 test would have been an idea, but think about this. It turns out that the biggest selling item for delivery by drones is Hamburger Helper. Really, Hamburger Helper. I was thinking Cousin Eddie really likes to watch that drone deliver his dinner. So there you have it. Drones will be filling the skies with packages and goods. Soon we'll have drone crashes and maybe, I don't know, DUIs. You know, droning under the influence, or maybe it could be called drunken droning. But look for it in the near future. It's definitely cheaper than sending your boy Rusty in the car with the way gas prices are right now. So order from Walmart and order on a drone. All right, let's talk about EV batteries. EV batteries. All right, I have a great idea. Let's do this. I got a really great idea. Let's switch all of our gas-powered cars or items to electric items, and let's do it within the next 5 years. Let's not worry if we can actually do that. Let's just write some executive order that says we're going to do it. This way we could solve all the world's pollution problem in the next 3 years. Yeah, that's a great idea. Well, Democrats in their missions to virtue signal again without actually coming up with a solid plan have possibly miscalculated their biggest stumbling block. And that would be that batteries needed to power the electric cars aren't available. You do know that batteries can't be pumped out of the ground, right? You realize that? They're made of several raw materials, including lithium, that has to be mined. Well, at the rate in which these Democrats are moving towards forcing electric cars, we can't mine the materials or build the batteries fast enough to meet the goals of the executive order. So Carlos Tavares, CEO of Stellantis, says that he's predicting that in 2025, there will be a shortage in batteries for electric cars. In a quote from a recent interview, he said the following: "The speed at which we are trying to move altogether for the right reason," he sounds like Biden, "the speed in which we're trying to move together for the right reason, which is fixing the global warming issue, is so high that the supply chain and the production capacities have no time to adjust." Stellantis just announced that they're building a new $2.5 billion EV battery plant in Indiana. Well, he's probably correct in his assumption. As for me, I'm going to keep my internal combustion engine for a while. I certainly will always have one in the garage because I'm afraid that if I don't, I'll be stuck, especially when the electric grid goes down and, you can't charge the cars. By the way, with this news, I think Stellantis might be a good future stock play. It's traded, by the way, in the Milan Stock Exchange, not the U.S. Stock Exchange, for those who are interested in looking it up. If you want to look it up, go ahead. All right, we're going to take a break right now. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about the picks and the plays of the day. So I'm looking forward to seeing you in a minute. Hi, I'm Larry Steinhouse, and I've written a book called Money Hacks. The subtitle to this book is Because Everything You Think You Know About Money is Wrong, and I promise you there are things you think about money that are wrong. There are chapters in this book that I think you will find absolutely fascinating, and some of them are: what is money anyway? Can money buy happiness? I'll bet you don't know the answer to that question. The truth about credit scores, how you can actually use credit cards to rebuild your credit. I also have chapters on being your own bank, how to buy houses with an IRA, and how to invest with other people's money. There are so many other chapters. There are 22 total chapters in this book, and I promise you're going to learn how to make more money and pay less taxes when you buy this book. My name is Larry Steinhouse. The name of the book is Money Hacks. You can get this book wherever fine books are sold, and you can go to barnesandnoble.com right now and pre-order it. I hope that you will enjoy it. Everybody, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And by the way, you saw that the book is for sale. We're also going to be having a book launch. And if you want to go to moneyhacksbook.com, moneyhacksbook.com, we're going to have that book launch next week. That's next Wednesday, June 1st. And you can attend that. You can attend that for $27. We're going to be even giving you a meal. We're going to give you a bunch of lessons. And we're also going to be signing your book. The jacket I'll be wearing will be the same jacket you saw in that commercial, and it'll even match the book cover. So make sure you go to that. Go to moneyhacksbook.com, moneyhacksbook.com. All right, so far, let's take a look at the Dow. Right now, the Dow is down 144, the S&P is down 16, and the NASDAQ is down 67. All right, we talked about Russian bond payments and how it really doesn't make a difference if Russia can pay or not. We're only hurting ourselves. We talked about new home sales and how some people are canceling their order because they're afraid that they won't be able to afford their house. We talked about Walmart delivery drones and how I don't know, how Cousin Eddie was getting a whole bunch of Hamburger helper. We talked about EV battery shortage and how you probably won't be able to get batteries for your car soon. All right, coming up, of course, we have today's picks and plays. But did you guys hit that like button yet? Did you guys hit that share button? Come on, hit that like button, hit that share button. Let's go, guys. Let everyone know what great stock plays are coming by sharing this information. And, of course, you could share to your page or groups that you feel will benefit from great stock plays. And you can also leave comments on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or YouTube. Hey, Liz, and hey, Pete, thanks so much for joining us. I totally appreciate you guys watching. All right, of course, if you're listening on WWDB Radio, set one of your presets to this channel and listen every day at 7:30 for all you need to know about the politics behind the stock market. All right, let's get back to the stock market. I give up. I just give up. The market is beating me down. I don't know. Pretty soon I'm going to have to sell my jacket. I'm black and blue. This is crazy. It's obvious where we're going, but the transition is always what makes me crazy. I need my stocks to rise so I can be prepared to buy the stocks that are going down, right? Because my stocks are going down, but I want to sell those stocks at a profit so I can buy the other stocks that are going down, but I can't recover from the stocks that I have right now, so I can't buy the stocks that are going down. I'm like, yeah, I know, it makes no sense. Anyway, I do have to say that I think Meta is a good play right now. You know, when Snap took the hit yesterday, they took down the whole sector, but Facebook is not Snapchat. You know, you got to remember, there's something else that I noticed about Facebook, too, that's interesting. The ads seem to be more focused again. I don't know, did anybody else notice this? Take a look at your ads, and you might notice that you're getting ads that are more relevant to what I'm currently thinking about or talking about. I don't know if they they did change their algorithm due to the changes on the iPhone, and maybe it's starting to change. Maybe they have some improvements right now. As I've been saying, look for dividend-paying stocks now. So one of the best plays you can do is dividend-paying stocks. I keep looking at AT&T and yelling at myself for not taking my own advice on that play. If I would have taken all the money I have in CCL and put it in AT&T, I would have been very happy right now. What are you going to do? Remember also, my prediction is that the market will now cycle from 31,000 to 33,000, and we're right in the middle of that range, right around 31,800, 31,900. So after 33,000, it'll probably drop again, so don't get stuck there. You know, it's possible, maybe, just maybe, we'll pull a positive week for the first time in 8 weeks. We're going to see in a few days, but this is rough. All right, let's take another look at the futures right now. We got the Dow, slightly coming back, minus 120. The S&P is minus 14, and the NASDAQ is down 63. The NASDAQ is really being beat up. It's horrible. The NASDAQ is down, like I said, 31% since the beginning of the year. Or I say 31% since its peak, but I believe its peak was in January. It's insane. How can it be so bad? Even Apple's getting beat up really bad too. Apple was at 137 the last time I looked. Apple's getting beat up really bad. It's funny because somebody had mentioned that they had taken some advice and bought Apple puts and made some money on it, and I could understand that, but crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. All right, let's talk a little bit about crypto. So crypto, Bitcoin is hovering right around under 30,000 again, and Ether is probably around 1950 again. So it's not that great again. These are important levels, though. If they drop another 25%, now, when I say 25%, understand that Bitcoin drops 25% often. So if it drops another 25%, I'm going to tell you they're going to crash really fast. I've never been a fan of crypto, but these might be the levels to buy. But you got to be careful. You got to be careful. If you're not careful here, it's either going to crash down or it's going to go up. So I would wait for the market to decide where it's going to go first. All right, let's talk about gold and silver. Somebody else mentioned it online right now. Why is gold not over 2,000? And I don't know. It surprises me. I just don't understand why it's not over 2,000. But it should move up. And I do say that I still like silver as the better play here. I still think silver has a better chance of doubling from 22 to 44 than gold from doubling from 1850 to 3,700. So I like silver as the better play. I also bought some more this week, so I will continue to buy it. And I also suggest that you continue to buy it. The Treasury bonds are actually moving down. Well, it appears that maybe money is moving back into the stock market, and that will be a good thing. Now, remember the dead zone, something I call the dead zone. If you haven't learned what the dead zone is, come to Investor Schooling. I teach that. The dead zone ends in 2 weeks. So after 2 weeks, most of the stocks will start to move back up again. So watch for that. All right, let's talk about oil. The barrel price of oil is still about 110. I really want to see what happens after Memorial Day. Somebody had mentioned that oil prices are going down, or at least what kind of oil? Heating oil is going down, so maybe it's a possibility. Hey, don't forget, order my book. Go to moneyhacksbook.com if you want to go to the book launch next week, moneyhacksbook.com. And if you're in the area tonight, go to Newtown, go to the Temperance House, and we can hang out. We can have a couple of drinks, and we could talk a little bit about money. We can talk about real estate. We can talk about stock options. My name is Larry Steinhouse. I am the host of Money Chat Now, and I am the CEO of Investor Schooling. And if you want to contact me directly, you can contact me at contactlarry.com. That's contactlarry.com. All right. Have a profitable day.